This is the show dedicated to raising up the next generation of men of faith and character. My name is Mark Stanifer. Welcome to the Next Man Up,
part of the NRT Podcast Network.
Hey guys, welcome back once again to the Next Man Up podcast. So good to have you with us as always, and to be part of this community that is changing the world by raising up healthy and godly men. Hey, I'm flying solo once again for another of Mark's Musings, and we're going to get into the topic today of working hard for your family. However, before we do that, just a quick shout out to the NRT Podcast Network, of which we are now a member. It's a growing new podcast network, part of the New Release Today family. If you're interested in checking us out there and the other shows that are joining this network, you can find the link in our show notes. Excited to be part of this new network that NRT is putting together and to expand this conversation so that more dads can become part of this community that is raising up healthy and godly men. So if you're interested in checking us out there, find the link in the show notes. Okay, so as I said, today we're going to get into this topic of working hard for your family. Now, I'm sure you are already doing this for your family, whether that is working professionally or working at home as a primary caregiver. I'm sure that because you're part of this audience, you are already working hard for your family. And by saying that phrase, I'm not talking about this in a chauvinistic or in an outdated way. What I mean by this is this responsibility that we take on to serve those who are entrusted to our care. However, I want to explore this beyond just working, beyond just the job. This is more today than just bringing home the bacon. Or, as my wife, when she was 6 years old, understood her dad's job as making money for my needs, Daddy. I want to get into something bigger than that because I think too often we can perceive working hard for our family as just simply the financial provision that our job provides. So let me give you 3 ways that you can expand your understanding to get a bigger vision, if you will, of what it means to really work hard for your family. The first one is this: your own personal growth. Now, what I mean by that is physical, of course. Guys have a tendency to want to physically be fit and in shape, and that's great, and I'm all for that. But I'm also talking about your emotional growth and health. And I'm also talking about your spiritual growth and health. I'm talking about your personal growth, holistic, physical, emotional, spiritual, mental. We'll talk a little bit more about the spiritual side and even the relational side as we get through this. But think about your own personal growth in a holistic way. I also know that guys often tend to be overscheduled, overbooked, have no margin in their lives. And so as part of this personal growth idea, I would encourage you to think about creating some margin. And what I mean by that is creating space to unplug and to recharge, to rest, to truly rest. And I don't mean sleeping, but to rest versus just veg out. You can't pour into others when your own cup is empty. And your own cup will be empty when you have no margin in your life. So create some margin. Learn to say no. Learn to back away. And look, I know that raising kids can be busy, and I know schedules can be full. but have some margin in your life so that you can grow personally. And think about ways to just invest in yourself, not just consume for entertainment and veg out, like I said, but to consume for growth, whether that's reading or listening, finding ways to consume information so that it encourages you, challenges you, and grows you rather than just check out through entertainment. So the first way to work hard for your family is to work hard on yourself holistically. Second is to work hard on your relationships. What I mean by that is investing in those family relationships. The relationship that you have with your wife, the relationship that you have with each of your kids, not just your kids in general, but each of your kids by name, by each of those different relationships. This is about being present and engaged, fully engaged when you are at home or when you are with your family, leaving the work behind, leaving the hobbies behind, leaving, even as I was saying in the first point, leaving some of that personal growth behind so that you can invest in the relationships that are right in front of you. I'm telling you guys, looking from this side of the parenting season, the days can be long, but the years are short, and the time goes by so fast, and you can't get it back, especially with those kids. So be present and engage. And in fact, this may be some of the hardest work that you do as a dad, is investing in each of the lives of the family members around you. So personal growth focus, a relational growth focus. And then the third one is spiritual responsibility, working hard to lead and to guide your family spiritually. You know, when God talks to us and talks about us in the pages of the Bible, there is a theme that is very family-oriented. He presents himself as Father, and he talks about us as his kids, as his children, as his family. So he uses very family-oriented language, and he encourages us to pass on these traditions, pass on the principles, pass on the faith to our own kids. Proverbs 22:6 talks about training up a child in the ways that he or she should go. Ephesians 6:4 talks about not exasperating your kids, but leading them on the path toward Jesus. Joshua 24:15 says, "As for me and my family, we choose to love and follow God." And Deuteronomy 6:7 talks about when we're talking, when we're walking, when we're going to bed, when we're eating together as a family, to be talking about spiritual things, talking about the principles of God and what it means to follow him. These are the commands that you, Dad, you, Father, are given so that you can pass on this faith to your kids. This is not something that you can outsource to someone else and just hope it goes well. And what I mean by that is outsource to a children's pastor or a youth pastor or a coach or a book or a video series. Now, all of those resources can be extremely helpful. We have more resources today for raising our kids spiritually than we've ever had. But that doesn't mean you can check out and outsource it. Your role is critical, and this is a significant part of what it means to work hard for your family. So, 3 different ways to expand this understanding of what it means to work hard for your family, to get a bigger vision beyond just making money and pursuing your professional goals. There's personal growth, there's relational growth and focus, and then there's the responsibility to spiritually parent your children well. In each of these ways, you are modeling for your family what working hard looks like. both working hard on yourself and working hard to love and serve those around you. Okay, guys, those are my thoughts for today on working hard for your family. If you've got thoughts, I'd love to hear them. Feedback@thenextmanup.com is where you can reach us. As always, we're open to your suggestions, questions, comments to engage in this community and help us to continue to grow and improve this conversation that we're having about what it means to be a man and what it means to raise up healthy and godly men. I wish you all well on this journey of working hard for your family. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for being with us once again. Until next week, adios. Hey, listeners, thanks for journeying with us on this Next Man Up podcast. We would love to hear from you. Maybe you have a question or an idea, perhaps a topic for us to consider. If that's you and you want to reach out to us, you can get us at feedback@thenextmanup.com. That's feedback@thenextmanup.com. Again, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, we'll see you later.